Thursday morning, and it's time for Tech for Seniors Live, where technology gets its deserved deep dive. This isn't happening via Zoom, so we can't see who's joining the show. So please sign in to the chat box below as we gather around the screen, both far and wide, with curiosity as our ever-trusty guide. We'll navigate the digital seas, a knowledgeable crew, exploring all the tech tips, both old and new. No need for cameras, no need for dress. Just bring your questions and we'll address. From gadgets to apps and all the tech lore, we're here to help, to teach, and much more. So type away in the chat. Don't be shy. Our tech-savvy hosts are here to reply. It's Thursday morning. Let the tech talk flow at the Tech for Seniors Live, the best tech show.
Good morning. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior Live. It is the 23rd of January, and it is a cold 23rd of January for some people who aren't used to snow and cold weather. I think Jolyn, our heart goes out to you. I hear you've got lots of snow and cold weather in Carolinas. Anyway, Anyway, welcome everyone. If you're not out shoveling snow, then you'll be inside listening to our show today. So, and listen, hey, are you gonna buy a new phone? This is, of course, we want to talk about the new Samsung phones that were just released. If you saw the Samsung Unpacked event yesterday, you'll be all excited, and we're going to talk about the new phones and all the features on the Samsung S series today. Along with all the tech news, and you're wondering who the heck we are. We're a bunch of crazy seniors who like to talk a lot. And of course, today we have our tech talk, our technology show on news articles of the week. But Monday we have our I guess you would call it a variety show maybe on Monday, where we do our been doing it for 5 years, and it's a Zoom meeting, and we of course have in person, a lot of fun with the in person. We can see people and talk to them, but of course we stream that out to YouTube. But today, of course, we are on StreamYard, and we're streaming it to Facebook, we're streaming it to YouTube and Instagram, so you can watch us on a wide variety of different locations. But we can't see you. We have no idea who's out there. So if you are out there and you want to say hello, say hi, let us know how much snow you have, and what the weather is. We're happy to talk to you about that. And we're happy to talk about anything for the next hour as long as it's technology. Let me introduce the panel today. We have our Tech for Senior panel. Hewie, of course, is recovering from coldness. And you don't even have a sweater on. How come? I guess you must have turned your heat up or something. You're always complaining when it gets cold in Florida.
Yeah, I turned the thermostat up. That's what it's for.
I thought you have a sweater on today.
No, gosh, no. I don't. I probably got one in there, but no, I don't wear them.
You know,
I'm wearing shorts. So.
Oh, okay. Well, of course, there you go. Now, if you want to look at
no socks, because I don't do that. I just don't do that.
Bob says he's wearing his third sweater there. He's got, of course, his big long sleeve shirt on and threw another log on the fireplace. So it's even too cold for his truck to go today. So it's even died. So anything else died there? I hope you're still okay. Unmute yourself.
If I was wearing shorts, you'd be watching Goosebumps.
Yes, indeed. And of course, Ray's from Pine, Arizona. Ray, you live in the mountains. You got to have snow or cold weather. There got to be something cold.
It's 36 degrees now, which is a little cooler than it normally is this time of the year, this time of the day. But nothing unexpected. And I wish we had snow. We haven't had any kind of precipitation in months and months now, and that's always bad for Arizona.
Yeah, the snowpacks, you need that for the water, eh?
Absolutely.
Right, for sure. Yes, and I guess the elk in your front yard, are they're getting big coats and everything? They're looking staying warm out there.
Some of them look grungy actually, but the others, yeah. I don't follow the elk nature that much. I'm just glad when they clean up my yard for me.
Yeah, they're like they're robotic lawnmowers, right?
Yes, although I can't really control them.
Yeah, you're right. They come and they go, right?
Yeah, they're on their schedule.
They probably do a good job. They keep it clean most of the time.
They do.
Yeah.
My neighbors who grow vegetables aren't as much in favor of them as I am.
Oh, that would be bad. Yeah, exactly. No, I guess if they can go through fences, if they see something they want, you don't stop an elk going through.
Absolutely right, Ron. Yep.
Yikes. All right. Listen, Hewie, is there actually anybody listening to us today?
I think they're frozen. Yeah.
They're frozen. Ed says it's 23 degrees in central New Jersey. Jim from Brookville, Tennessee, 23 degrees and sunny. Jolin, greetings from low country South Carolina with 2.5 inches of snow. 34 degrees, roads are icy. This isn't supposed to happen on a subtropical island. Yes, Jolin. Mike Lehman in Moncton, New Brunswick, where it is a cold 14 degrees in Fahrenheit. Yeah. Gene Lingenfelter from sunny Northwest Pennsylvania at 26. Mike Saunders, 5 degrees centigrade tonight, but storm coming on Friday. Now, Mike's in Chesham, UK. Mike's reading my mind now. This is a bad thing. Chesham, thanks, Mike. Chesham, UK. Thanks, Mike. Mike Saunders, Ron, you have you made a video on how to make a video suitable for TFS on various devices? Ron, have you made a video about how to make videos suitable for TFS on various devices? Interesting, Mike. That's not really a problem because when you upload, YouTube does that for you. Yep. And it doesn't really matter how you make the video. When you put it on YouTube formats it and makes it, it's magic, right? It doesn't matter what device, doesn't matter any device in the world, you can watch YouTube. You can either use the mobile app, or you can watch it on your TV, or you can watch it on your any device, and it works perfectly. And how that works out and how YouTube does that, I have no idea. That's why they have really smart people that run YouTube, right? But it's not an issue. Now, this, I think I'm going to play it. I haven't made a final decision. I will have a video about how we make YouTube videos, and how the information is searchable. A little bit of a twist on that, and I have that in the. I think I might do that on Monday. I'm not sure yet. I haven't quite finished it yet, but some stuff on videos coming up.
That would be good.
Dick Vogel, hello from dreary, cold Central Florida. Oh, the Floridians are always complaining, right?
Yep,
You guys.
we are.
Jolin says, won't go Samsung. Love my Pixel 9 Pro and my new Pixel tablet. Well, Jolin, we're actually I want to talk a bit about that. That's a good idea. Yeah, you're right. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But more on that. Richard Clarkson, 56 degrees now, going up to 70 degrees later on. And Gary Bowden, freezing in Victoria, BC. I imagine, yeah, Gary's pretty cold down there. Sally Ann says, Kirkland, Washington, too cold. And it's sunny and cold, and it's going to be like that for 2 or 3 weeks. I don't think there's any the high pressure that's out there. Just it's all coming from the north, and it's not going to change. Dick Vogel says, don't forget to click the thumbs up before you leave. Yes, like and subscribe.
And that's very important whenever you're on YouTube. Do the thumbs up. It really helps the people who either have videos or with us with the shows. It signals to YouTube that maybe more people want to watch, and they'll go out and suggest us if you do that. So please, any of our videos, any of the programs, always do a thumbs up. And any other people, when you watch them, if you got something out of it, hit a thumbs up.
The other two things that you should do as well, Hewie, is that lots of people watch all our videos. They're on and they look at all our stuff, but they never subscribe. And so, if you're going to be watching all the videos and on a channel and you're watching everything, please subscribe to the channel, because that's one of the things that's really important. The other thing that is even more important than subscribing and liking, that's dropping a comment. Just say, hey, good video, thanks. YouTube loves engagement. And when you leave a comment and you say something, that's engagement. And I answer all the comments by saying, hey, thank you for commenting, right? They love engagement. Engagement is something that you really want to encourage. So like and subscribe, for sure subscribing, but leave a comment.
Remember that the comment on TFS doesn't necessarily mean it's a comment on the person who produced the video. That's also important.
Yep. Mike Ungerman says, my son went ice fishing in Minnesota, said it was -45. Oh man, on the lake. Not fun in my opinion. But Mike, don't they have tents they put over them, and they've got heaters and drink rum and just sit on nice warm.
But you don't want it to be too warm, or the ice will melt and you go swimming.
Well, yeah, and they sit on these nice warm heaters in there, and then they just drop the line down through the ice, the 8 feet of ice or something, and catch a fish. I think that's I don't think it's as bad as being out in the open.
I agree with Mike. It's not fun.
Too much
sound like fun to
booze.
me either.
Too much booze thins the blood and actually makes you colder, not warmer.
Well, there was an image on the internet the other day, and it was out, and I think it might be in Minnesota, and there was all these little cabins on the lake, on the ice. They had these little, almost like little outhouses, all on the lake, and I think those were where people were going out, and they just went out to their little house, opened the door, and there's a hole there, and they fished.
Not fun.
Mike Ungerman. Sorry.
Yeah, that was the one we just did.
Oh, we got that one. Okay, right. Edie says 34 degrees in Prescott, Arizona. No elk in my small yard.
Yeah.
Richard Clarkson, am subscribed and do click the thumbs up button. Thank you, Richard. Mike Saunders, I can only see 2 thumbs up on YouTube.
Yep,
Come on, let's get those thumbs up.
Yep.
All right, great.
Let's talk news.
Yeah, let's talk news. Hey, that's a good idea, Hewie. Let's talk news. All right, the news of the week, or the news as of Wednesday, was the Samsung Unpacked event where they announced their new S25 phones. Now, I did watch it. I was thought, well, I better watch this one, and it was quite a. We were talking earlier before the show started. It was an interesting experience because they didn't have any phones on the event. They talked all about the 3/4 of an hour. They were yakking on and on and on about the software and the new AI update on the software and all the things it would do and how it's integrated. And then at the end they said, and here's the 3 phones, boom, 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 and that's it, right? And so the S25, so in a nutshell, here's, I'm going to play you a little video about it as well, but in a nutshell, the phones, the S25s are fairly similar to the S24s that were similar to the S23s, right? There's some minor changes, but the big change is, of course, the AI integration in the S25 series. And I'm just going to play you a little 3-minute clip that I made for you on the highlights of that, so you get sort of a flavor of this. And that's the big difference between what's coming out, not so much the hardware. And to Jolin's, you know, when we were talking, Jolin, about Pixel 9s, they're very close now, very similar. The Pixel 9 and the S25, very similar. Hard to say which one to get. I mean, Jolin, it's the Pixel 9's a great phone. So let me just play this little video for you. And this is of the opening scene at the Galaxy event.
Galaxy S25 introduces the most intuitive, the most natural, the most personalized Galaxy experiences ever. It understands not only your commands, but also your intentions.
How does Galaxy AI anticipate what I need and when I need it? Meet Personal Data Engine. The Personal Data Engine organizes information into a knowledge graph tailored to you by understanding your context, preferences, and routines. One UI 7 is designed for the era of mobile AI. It's seamlessly integrated into the core of the operating system so that features, services, and interactions across apps speak the same language, delivering a more fluid and personalized experience across multiple contexts. For instance, AI Select conveniently recommends AI features based on what's on your screen. If you're looking at text, Generative Writing Assist provides a full menu of AI writing tools. You can choose to summarize, check for spelling or grammar, or edit the tone. It'll even propose formatting options, asking if you'd like to bulletize a list or turn it to an easy-to-read table, instantly converting the message into the format that you choose. For images, One UI 7 provides AI-based visual experiences to help you create and edit. So if you're looking at a photo that a friend sent, Drawing Assist will suggest edits or generate images for you to send back directly from your screen and without having to open any additional apps. With One UI 7 and Galaxy S25, you can even talk to your phone like you would in a conversation, whether it's navigating on-screen content or fine-tuning your settings. You can now simply talk to your Galaxy S25 like you would to another person to complete tasks that once required multiple steps. For example, if I ask my Galaxy S25 to find a photo of Max from last winter in a red coat eating cake, our large language model breaks down the question to the time period, main subject, and details. So for this specific photo, my gallery app will narrow down to the search to last winter, then look for photos of Max within that time period. Then, using our vision language model, it'll pull up the most relevant photos that satisfy in a red coat eating cake. With natural language models built in, the Galaxy S25 series delivers true multimodality: touch, gesture, type, and voice. This is a dramatic transformation in how you interact with your device. Last year, on this very stage with Google, we unveiled Circle to Search, a powerful way to search anything your screen without switching apps. Ever since, Circle to Search has expanded across Galaxy phones, tablets, and foldables, and continues to add new capabilities, like one-tap actions based on contextual understanding. Circle to Search can now automatically identify if there's a phone number, email address, or URL, even as part of an image, and understand that you may want to make a call, send an email, or open a website. Now with AI Overviews, it delivers quick and helpful search results using generative AI, making it easier to explore memes, art, and gadgets with a single gesture.
So that gives you a bit of a flavor of what was available for of the AI. And interesting enough, guess what? It's Gemini. AI they're using is Gemini with a little bit of Bixby in there, but they're not calling Bixby. No. It's Gemini. So that's
I can do that on my Pixel 6 with Gemini.
yeah. Well, that's true. Yeah. So
I'm doing it on my S22. Most of that I'm doing. There's a couple of things with the new one. They've taken away some things as well. With the pen that's built into the phone that you can take out. You used to be able to use it to snap a picture as a remote, and there was a couple other things you could do with the pen itself. And you're not going to be able to do that anymore. And the reason why is no one ever used it. You know what? I even forget I have a pen in there. I haven't used that pen since the last time we might have talked about it.
So the other thing, just to let everyone know before we move on to the articles, is that there is one thing that nobody mentioned. Nobody in the show mentioned it. There's no news articles about it. Nobody mentioned it. But what about satellite connectivity? I did a whole video about that. Remember? No one seems to be interested in satellite connectivity. Well, the S24 couldn't connect to the satellite, and only is the S25 Ultra. They changed the chip in there, and it does emergency SOS messaging, like Jolin's, right? It's almost caught up to Jolin's Pixel phone. So but not all of them do that. So it is a special chip that is in the S25 Ultra, and that does give you emergency SOS satellite connectivity, but not all of them across the board. Now, the other question, of course, everyone's talking about now is, will the One UI 7.2 be upgraded to the S24? In other words, the big difference in the S25 is the software. It's not the hardware, it's the software. So will the S24 get that? I don't know. That's the $1 million question.
I did read that the UI 7 will be available from the 22 up. So my S22 will get the the 7 UI 7 in February, and then other Samsung phones will get it in either March or April.
Pretty cool. Huey's right. Samsung's always been very good about giving updates to older phones. They don't get them right away. Sometimes it takes months, but they've been always good about providing the newer updates for older phones.
It's pretty cool because, you know, the thing that was interesting about this was the integration amongst the apps and the software on the phone, and it all just sort of flowed. And I mean, that was the demonstration. How the practical part of this, we'll have to wait and see if it works. But it was interesting. I thought it was very interesting, and probably shades of things that are going to come in the future, which we're already seeing with Gemini. You know, like as your Google Assistant on your phone.
Yeah, I followed the instructions to swap out Bixby with the Hey G, and as soon as you do that, you just push one button, which you probably don't have to do in the new one, but push one button and I can speak to her the same conversation. And I love to show that off. It shows what AI is to people who have no idea what AI can do.
Yeah, the S25 has that button as well, which is interesting. All right, that's good. Hewie, any comments before we move on to the articles?
Let's see where we left off here.
Anybody?
Let's see. Yeah, there is. Let's see. I think we're here. No, we're done. Yep.
Mike Saunders says you need to refresh.
That was talking about this thumbs up.
Thanks. That's better. And Diane, it's cool in Florida. I love it. Great sweatshirt weather. Jolin says, go figure, Samsung isn't all that original. Yeah, they copied the Pixel. Now, this is interesting. Johnny Quinn. This is is this a new person? I think
I don't remember that name. No, I don't.
Johnny, welcome. First of all, we want to give you a big round of applause and welcome that you're here. If you are new, thank you for coming, and we do appreciate you being here. We are on every Thursday. If you've been on before, well, we're just seniors and we can't remember, right? Johnny says updates depend on carrier schedule for testing and sending out based on the supported models. Correct. Indeed.
Unless you have an unlocked phone, then of course it's your phone.
Yeah, but
I
it's
have a
still the
Pixel-
service
my
provider.
Pixel
Still,
6,
Yeah.
which doesn't depend on the carrier. It's Google that does the updates because
That's
it's an unlocked phone.
yes. All right. Let's move on to the articles. Do you want, Hewie? Do you want to bring them up? Do you want to do a? We'll follow you along on your.
I think I'm there.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'll bring. I guess I'll. Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. Yeah. Do I have
Oh,
to
there we
do
go.
something?
There we go. There we
Okay.
go.
This is Bob's.
Do you want to? Did you refresh yourself, Hewie?
I did, but Bob, is there anything else you put up after that?
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
the best
All right.
VPNs of 2025. A tutorial that explains the best out there, and it's up to you to find your perfect match.
Good one to watch, especially if you're not sure what VPN to use. And this was mine. PhotoStack is the best way to watermark your photos. And here's how to use it. And this explains how to use it. Usually we're trying to get rid of watermarks, but sometimes when I post something using a picture that I've got, I'll add a watermark to it. And then I can tell as people go ahead and share it, I know that it came from me.
Huey, I've never heard of PhotoStack. Is it an app or is it an extension? Or?
It's an online service. So all you have to do is upload the picture and tell it what you want to have as a watermark and upload that. And then you download it with the watermark on it.
Okay.
Cool. There's also services out there. If you don't like watermarks, there's services out there that do the same thing, but the opposite. You send it up with the watermark and you can block out the watermark. So if you want to get rid of them, there are services online. I can't remember what they are off the top of my head. I think one's called No Watermark or something like that, or Remove Watermark.
Moving to me is cheating.
Yep.
Yeah. You'd think that wouldn't be legal, but okay.
16 lesser known uses of the command prompt. Those of us that go back into the DOS days, a lot of these we remember, but you can still use some of them. And this article talks about some of the lesser known uses of the command prompt. And all you have to do is type in CMD in the search box and then open up command prompt, and you can utilize these. So if those of you who like to do command line DOS comments or commands that you used to use way back when, some of them you can still use. And this article talks about them. And Ray, this is yours.
Intel once more. Okay. I'm always trying to put these in a certain order and I never succeed. This is a lengthy blog post where Intel makes the point that we need more upgradable and easily serviceable PCs to reduce e-waste and enhance repairability. They're pushing for more modular PC designs. I think this is a terrific idea and hope others get on the bandwagon promoting this concept. Less e-waste.
Oh, Ray, I want to just while you're on this, not about this article, but I don't know if we've seen it, but there was an article came up yesterday, and I don't know that I posted it, but it's is Intel going to be sold? And we talked about this a year ago, or no, we talked about it a month ago. There was a rumor flying around. Well, this is a different rumor now that there's a sale coming on Intel. So I don't know if it's true or not, but once you get these rumors going, and this is the second one, let's I bet you there's something brewing. Just a further comment.
Okay, time will tell.
Time will tell on that one.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for Windows 12.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know,
me too.
I know. But usually when there's rumors like this, there's something to it, you know.
All right, another one of mine. This update was announced during the launch of the Samsung's new Galaxy S25 series. So Gemini is now the default on this device, assistant with Bixby now playing second fiddle. I think we talked a little bit about this a couple of minutes ago. And also there are improvements to the AI-powered circle to search. You can still access Bixby on the phone since the app is pre-installed, but the default long pressing power button will now open Gemini instead.
Ray, this is yours as well.
All right, this was an interesting one with Stargate and Microsoft. So the Stargate project, a very big one, was announced 2 days ago with the CEOs from OpenAI, Oracle, and SoftBank committing to invest up to $500 billion with a B, dollars in AI infrastructure in the United States over the next 4 years. Now, the project is going to focus on building data centers and the supporting computing power that they need for developing AI models. Now, when I first heard this, the name that was missing was Microsoft. So in an interview yesterday morning on CNBC, the chairman of Microsoft, Satya Nadella, was asked about the accusations that OpenAI and SoftBank do not have the money. He responded, characteristically for him, that he was not into the details, but could confirm that their partnership with OpenAI will continue and that Microsoft will be investing $80 billion annually in building up Azure to handle AI. Now, a really fascinating interview, I thought. The interview video is available if you watch this link.
Ray, did you get the impression that Microsoft was on board with Stargate?
They still have first bids on anything that happens.
Yeah, 100%, Ron.
100%. Okay.
Yep.
And Ray, this is yours as well.
Just a little pet peeve of mine about this article expresses how I feel about most new launch events every year in the cell phone industry. Now, the article does focus on Samsung, but I think this is true for all tech companies. I agree that most years the new devices are not that fundamentally different from the previous year. They typically look the same and tweaks are given the processor and camera, but often not much else. So that's why I always purchase something that's 1, 2, even 3 years older, has similar specs, but at a much lower cost.
There was some talk in some of the articles I read that later on Samsung is going to talk about a trifold. They aren't ready. Apparently it's not ready and they didn't announce it at this, but they're working on a trifold instead of just a bifold. Wow,
that'll be great to see.
Okay, this is from me. It's an article from earlier today, 7 open source alternatives to Windows Essentials you'll actually want to use. So if you read this article, it talks about different things that you use in Microsoft that if you're an open source type person, you might want to try them. Just to, see, I didn't hit the right thing, but that's all right. For instance, Log SEQ, note-taking app, Only Office, which is another alternative to Microsoft Office, and Nextcloud, and Pulsar, and Audacity, which I use for music, and then Tribular, and lastly, Thunderbird for email. So you might want to take a look at that article and give you some links as well as information about each of those. Ron, yours is next.
This is we've talked, Hewie and I've talked about this before. We have NVIDIA cards in our machines, and they're really big, and we have 3 huge fans in them to cool them down because they're amazing cards. And NVIDIA, of course, has just produced their new 5090 RTX card, and they've already started to redesign it and make it one step to make it slimmer and smaller in trying to keep these things cooled. So this was just a new design of the RTX 5090, and this is probably I'm interested in this because I'm probably going to buy a new computer this year. And this is will be the card I'm going to put in it. So I'm sort of following this along, and hopefully that'll things will get they'll keep it cool for a while.
Ron, I don't think that's going to fit into my little mini computer that I have.
Fit in your mini computer, Bob. Not on a chance. In fact, it's probably 3 times the size, just
Exactly.
the card of your mini computer.
This is something Google wants to transform your dumb displays into Chrome OS devices. And a lot of restaurants have just display computers or screens that they put up, and there's not much they can do with them. But Chrome OS devices, some Chrome boxes now are going to be able to hook up to those, and you'll be able to use those as monitors for the Chrome OS. And so Chrome OS, and there's going to be other things coming with Chrome OS. So a lot of changes in the ability of what you can do with the Chrome OS.
Well, the other thing, just before you go on that, Huey, there's another side to that, and we talked about this a little while ago on this show, is that of course Google is thinking about is changing Chrome OS and adding Android in mixing Android in with Chrome OS, and this will give you a different product. And that's also what they're talking about using a lot of these devices for, right? Because it will have the functionality of the Chrome OS, but it'll be an Android operating system running the device, whatever that device will be. So you're right, lots of changes occurring in that.
Any talk about installing this on the outdated Chromebooks that we have?
I don't think this well, who knows, but this is more to do with like, for example, like I'm told that a lot of the ATM machines still run Windows 3.1, right? Like it's that far out of date, and a lot of technologies like that we use that are older like that, like scanners, ATMs, things that you use in commercial ways, they're still running old versions of Windows, and they're looking for a simple replacement for that. And this is I think their solution that they're looking for.
Well, Microsoft is changing how sign-in works, and you need to be extra careful. One of the things I did read is that, and I think this is going to be like next month, there's going to be an update. When you sign in to Microsoft Windows, unless you sign out, you're going to, next time you load it up, it knows that you are signed in and will keep you signed in. You won't have to sign in each time, but you have to remember, if you're in a situation where you want that to be, you need to sign out before you shut down the computer, or when you get out, when you're going to leave the computer, go ahead and sign out. So it has to be signed in.
The other thing, I don't know if you guys, it's maybe an article coming up, but also they announced, I think as of April, you will have to sign in to your Windows account. You will have to have an online account, and you'll actually have to sign into that, whether you have to keep signing in or not, but you will not be able to have an account that is not signed in. And that's the big change.
But one of the things that people didn't want was every time they logged on, they had to sign in. Well, right. With this, you're going to be able to, once you log on, if you're alone and you're the only one that uses the computer, you don't have to worry about it. You can leave yourself logged in.
Right. And the other one that Ray uses, which for PCs is Ray uses facial recognition with Windows Hello, right? And you like that. And
I love it.
And you works. What I did with, that doesn't work for me, but what I bought a fingerprint scanner, and that works with Windows Hello, and you can scan in with your fingerprint. So it's not available usually on PC, so you have to buy the fingerprint scanner, but it works great with Windows Hello, Ray. Instead of facial recognition, I just put my finger on and it just scans it, and I'm in.
Right. What I like about the facial recognition now is more and more, as an example, with APCUG, we have a Bank of America account. Bank of America now recognizes the facial recognition because they know I have it on the computer. So I don't have to use a password to sign into that. So it's much more secure.
And the other thing that happened this week, which was a milestone, Bob, I got to tell you this. This was a milestone. Signing into my PayPal account. Passkeys work on Bitwarden. So I can now sign into my PayPal account with a passkey. And I thought, just started working this week. It's been around, I don't know, it suddenly started to work, and I thought that is great. So I use it with Dashlane, so Yeah,
That's
yeah.
worked for quite some time already
But
with
it's
Dash.
a hit and miss thing. Sometimes on some sites it works, sometimes. But
Yep.
anyway, that's a good one.
Ron, this is yours.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask Bob about this. Yeah, I know you just did a thing on VPNs, but Google's Play badge system will let you know. Did you put that in your video? Because apparently they're ranking these VPNs. Was that in your video?
I only recommended VPNs that will work and not give you a problem. Okay, so the 5 that I have recommended, Google will have given you an okay on anyway. So, but there are VPNs out there that you why bother using them, because they're worse than not using a VPN.
Right. But Google has brought out a badge system. So Google's Play badge system will let you know. Google announced today that badges for VPN apps on the Play Store will be rolling out. So they're going to rate these for you, which is you can. I haven't actually read the whole article, but I thought this was an interesting.
Yeah, they'll let you know if that VPN isn't worth the salt. Plain and simple, okay?
Yeah.
As they do with many other things.
Yeah.
If you install an app, it'll also let you know if there's a problem with an app.
Right.
This is just a VPN is nothing more than an app anyway.
Right. So that's an interesting one that's coming out. Watch for that.
You'll only see it if your VPN that you're using winds up to be a dud. If you shouldn't be using it to start off with. So if the VPN that you do use it doesn't have a problem and is secure, you'll never see anything from Google to let you know there's a problem with it.
Right. But if you do go to the Play Store and you are looking for a VPN, then I would imagine the badge system will tell you, it will rank them or something. It'll give you some information about that. This was an article. We're going to talk a little bit more about this on Monday. Well, not next Monday. Can your smartphone diagnose depression? The hidden risks of using AI to tackle medical advice. Thorny issue. And there are some big problems with this. And we'll be talking more about that on our Monday show, actually. This was UK announces digital wallet for IDs and driver's licenses. As of most of Europe now are moving all towards digital IDs. UK is falling in line with digital IDs and driver's licenses. So,
well, good stuff that the bad guys can harvest when they steal your phone.
Yeah, well, you can't actually do that. And as I said, most of Europe now is moving towards digital IDs. It is much more secure than a paper form. Anyway, just let everyone know that's coming, and there's lots more to talk about on that.
There are a few states here in the U.S. that allow you to do it, but not all of them. So don't rely on showing your license to an officer in a state that doesn't accept it, because they won't.
Right. But it is coming. More and more states are moving towards that as well. Google demonstration. Yeah, this was an interesting one. Google Gemini is already winning the Gemini Assistant wars. Well, it's sort of interesting because as we talked about, for Pixel devices, Android devices, you can certainly use Gemini as your digital assistant. And it was interesting on the announcement today with Samsung that, of course, Gemini is, of course, the going to be used there. Now, in ChatGPT, you can use Gemini on an iPhone, but I think that iPhone's intelligence, Apple Intelligence, is using ChatGPT, if I remember correctly. Is that right, Hewie? I think that's.
I'm not sure.
I think that's right. But Gemini is really interesting. Correct. How it's becoming a really a dominant effect on your phone. Which, of course, what we fail to realize is that half the people, I mean, we use PCs. But that's not half the people just use their phones, right? It's all mobile. It's all mobile stuff.
That's age determined. Older folks like us use our PCs. The younger generation is the one that does almost everything on their phone. To me, that screen is just too small.
Yeah, but it was interesting. I just to tell you guys, I had to take a parcel into UPS today, and we have a small community here, and one of the laundries in town. They do laundry. They're a UPS drop-off point, right? So I go in there and I go to drop it off, and she has the app on her phone. She scans it, and boom, it's done. And then I said to her, well, can I have a receipt? And she said, oh, here. And she gives me her phone. She handed me her own phone, and I just had to type my address or my email in there and said enter, and boom, UPS sends me a receipt. They didn't have a printer. They didn't have any computers in there. There's nothing in there that was technology. It was all an app on her personal phone.
But wasn't it much more inconvenient for you rather than somebody just handing you a piece of paper? You had to take the time to type in all that information
True.
on a tiny device.
True. Yes, indeed. This was the other one is Ray. I don't know if you saw this. YouTube Premium's latest perks. Now, what we're talking about is
Hang on. Let me catch up to you here. Okay.
Oh, did I miss? Are we okay, Hewie?
Yeah, the one we missed was more about Gemini and
Okay.
and so on. So you're good.
So are we okay? All right.
Yep.
YouTube Premium's latest. So let me just tell everyone, just to refresh what YouTube Premium is. YouTube is free. You can go on YouTube and it's free, and it comes with ads. If you drives you crazy and you don't want to watch ads anymore, then you can get what we call YouTube Premium. This has nothing to do with YouTube TV. It's nothing. It's YouTube Premium. And I forget what is 10 or 14 or something dollars a month that we pay for that.
There's different plans. There's a single plan that's about 14. Then there's the family plan, up to 5 family members, $23.
So that makes it ad free. This is another perk that they're adding. YouTube Premium's latest perk brings high quality audio to your favorite music videos. So they're going to increase you're going to get better audio on your videos, on your music videos.
Only a lot of it depends on what kind of speakers you have at home.
The speakers that I have hooked up on my computer, because they're hanging off the screen, it doesn't matter how good the quality of the music is, it's still going to be crap when it comes out of the speakers. But at least I can hear it.
This is Gemini. This is another change. Google finally lets you share. Now, we talked about Gemini Live a lot on our Monday show, and this, of course, is cloud-based. But Google finally lets you share images, files, and YouTube videos on Gemini Live. So there's a change on Gemini Live that it lets you do that. So that's I guess they've worked out the personal control or concern about because that's sharing your personal information. So anyway, that's just let you know. Yes. Now, this is an interesting article for those of you who have iPhones. Apple Intelligence is enabled by default on iOS 18.3, which will be rolling out. Why is that? Why is that important for you to know? Well, because the big issue that the complaints are already starting coming in is memory. You may find that you're going to run out of memory and get memory errors on your iPhone, particularly if you have limited memory left. And so if that does occur and you're not going to be using Apple Intelligence, what you want to do is turn that off. There's a setting, and you can turn off Apple Intelligence. And this will probably affect a lot of people because when you because they may not, there's a lot of older iPhones out there that may have limited space on them.
Ron, what is the minimum you're recommending then on an iPhone for memory?
I can't remember. I can't remember. It's how much RAM is in there.
Right. And the phones today typically come with about 8 gig of RAM. Is that sufficient?
I can't answer that because it depends on the model of the phone. I don't remember all the different iPhones and how much memory they.
Yeah, I'm not talking about in general. I'm just saying, do you know of a number?
I can't.
Okay.
I can't tell you that. But if you have, you would know on your phone if you're close, because Apple gives you messages saying, hey, you're running out of memory, and so on and so forth.
And are you talking about memory or are you talking about storage?
He's talking about memory.
Memory. And so you so what you want to do is all as I'm saying is that you'll be able, by default, 18.3 will, the Apple Intelligence will be turned on. Okay. So you can turn that off through a setting and turn it off, and then you should go back and it won't be the problem.
And there's no way to change the memory. Somebody's at my door, luckily. There's no way to change that, only if you've got a newer model or you bought one that had that. But so it would mean the newer models only will that be able to be used.
Yeah, the AI update will only apply to devices that support Apple Intelligence, including iPhone 15 Pro and later, iPads Max with the Apple Silicon MI chip or later, and the most recent versions of iPad Mini. And it goes on and on. You can read this, but there is a problem. And so all I'm saying is, if you're going along, oops, all of a sudden you get 1803 and you have memory issues, the way to get around it is just turn off Apple Intelligence, and that should be better for you then.
This one is Elon Musk announces a third patient has received the Neuralink brain implant. So now 3 people have that Neuralink.
Great.
As a test. So it's getting more testing and use and so on. So we'll see probably more of that as the testing continues.
Hewie, do we have any? We're getting in the last few minutes here. Any more comments before we?
Yeah, let me.
Let's have a look at that.
There you go.
Johnny Quinn, I'm new visiting from Colorado. Follow you through APCUG usually. Well, thank you. Thank you, Johnny. Thanks for coming. Mike Ungerman, interesting that Stargate wasn't called Skynet. Steve Parker, at least they didn't name it after the star Lost. Jolin says, facial recognition on my Surface Pro 6 works great. Mike Saunders, sign out of your holiday apartment. The last few holidays I've been on, loads of people have left their logins stored on them. Yeah. Mike Saunders, smart TVs, that's it.
It is.
Geeks on Tour. Hey, everyone. I dropped Chris off this morning. Jury and chilly here in South Florida. Wonder where Chris is going.
Yeah.
She's having her, was a knee replaced, I believe.
Oh, that's right. She's getting her. Yeah, Gail's 10 days now with her knee. She's doing really good. It's her second one. So she's doing, Jim, get ready to be bottle washer, chief cook, and caregiver.
Ron, there was the comment about signing out on holiday apartments. That also holds true for folks that rent a car. If you rent the car and you put your information in, remember the next person who rents it has access to everything that you left on there unless you sign out.
Right. So true. So true. I think this is yours, Hewie.
Yeah, speculation continues about the advanced AI projects and their potential implications on the future of artificial intelligence. The Stargate squares some AI circles. OpenAI, Microsoft, SoftBank, Oracle, Trump, MGX, ARM, and NVIDIA are all part of that. And Matt Wolf did say that he had some concerns about it. He wasn't negative about it, but he thinks there's a lot of positivity in this, and he was looking forward to it. But he says that the one drawback he has is Larry Ellison being a part of it, because Ellison at one time said that and he's Oracle's financial person, that he wanted to see everyone would see it. Your body cams would be transmitting, and the police would be on their best behavior because putting up cameras everywhere. and citizens will be on their best behavior because we're consistently recording and reporting everything that's happening. And Ellison's vision for AI to analyze data from this network of cameras in real time, attempting to prevent crime while also tracking and influencing people's behavior, public behavior, for a safer society. And he brings up a good point. That's something that's a vision of Ellison. And is he going to want to have something like this, or a part of this as part of the Stargate? So we'll have to see.
You're talking about 1984?
Yeah. Well, this is, but that's his vision of doing it. So we'll have to see. But it was just something to think about. It's not all positive. You're going to see some negative things about the idea as it develops and people are talking about it. We'll have to see. But they're looking at hundreds of thousands of new jobs and just lots of expansion in various places. And I think the first one is already started. The first building.
10 in the process of being built in Texas.
Yep. Let's see, Anthropic, which is Claude AI, plans a two-way voice made for Claude Signal, another exciting development in conversational AI technology. So Anthropic, or Claude, plans to release a two-way voice mode for Claude. So you're going to see something similar to what you're seeing with Gemini.
Will it be two voices generated by, or will it be an interaction where your voice is one of the voices being used?
I believe it's a two-way. Your voice is going to be one that's going to be used.
Which makes it a little bit different than what you're getting with.
No, you're thinking of Notebook LM.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the Galaxy, not Galaxy, but the AI that's you can talk. You're talking in Gemini. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. This article is the intersection of artificial intelligence and energy infrastructure presents fascinating possibilities with AI potentially breathing new life into dormant nuclear reactors. The zombie nuclear reactors could be revived thanks to AI data center demands. So not only are they building huge factories to handle the power, but different AI companies, Microsoft is one of them, is buying nuclear sites that aren't being used and going to revive them. So we're going to see more of that for producing electricity.
And what was once taboo is now turning out to be something that you have to have if you intend for this to be advanced, because it needs the power.
Yep. And this was from Kim Commando. She just talked about, let's see, in personal reflection, a tech commentator shares insights of gratitude and perspective for a fast-paced world of technology. She goes on, talks about some neat things in technology. I put this up. Productivity enthusiasts and Microsoft Office users can look forward to learning new tips and tricks to enhance their digital workflow. Microsoft Office tips and tricks for 2025 in Excel, Word, and PowerPoint workflows and more. If you click that, you'll get some ideas to maybe make your time using those using Microsoft Office more beneficial. And let's see, I got one more here. 4 new features coming to the Galaxy S25 Ultra. And let's see, the next one is we talked about this, the update confirmed for UI 7. And Notebook LM, I posted this because it's a step-by-step and how to use the Google Gemini 2.0 AI and the ultimate productivity hack using Notebook LM. So that's a really good article. And I guess I snuck another one in here. Samsung's latest Galaxies. We talked about that. And Ron, this is yours. I think we talked about this as well. Ron, Go ahead.
Yeah, I just this was an interesting article, and I thought Apple Maps. Like, I don't have Apple phone, but Apple Maps does it better than Google Maps, and it gives 4 things that Apple Maps does better. So if you do have an iPhone and you do have Apple Maps, then have a look at it. Maybe you'll find it more helpful.
We've talked about this.
500. We talked about that. Let's see. Yes. Very
This
interesting.
should be the last one we do too.
It should be. This is very interesting. How to send money without getting scammed or robbed. One of the big problems, of course, is sending digital money and transferring it around. And there are many, many ways of doing that. This was from wired.com. Good article. And you may want to look at that and review some of the procedures that you do if you are sending money electronically. I think we should, are we pretty much, anything interesting here?
One. You skipped one. I have one in that doesn't show a picture, and it's something from Google. If you're curious, want to learn something new, go to Google's Learn About, where you can ask questions about just about any topic. It, of course, uses AI.
All right, let's see if let's wind it up. We're coming to the end here. Let's have a look here. We will take this off, and we're back. And Hewie, any final comments before we
see where we are? Did we do this? Yes, we did. Yeah.
We got that. Yep, we did that one. Saw that.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, Here we go.
New need. That's right. Okay. Yeah. Good. Well, yep. Hopefully, Jolin says sending healing energies to Chris. Right. Indeed. Murray. Oh, Murray. Good morning from cloudy and cool Victoria. Geeks on Tour. Chris expects to be home later today.
Amazing.
Gail walked up. Yeah, well, she stayed in overnight, and she walked up the stairs up to our second floor. And imagine having a new knee, and she walked up the next day. That's pretty darn.
It is.
You know,
Absolutely. Good.
I think that's amazing. But the funniest thing that happened, though, you guys, is my neighbor came over. I think he's probably in his 60s, new fellow from the end of the block, and we were yakking away. And I said to him, you know, Gail had her second knee done and had a new knee, and he said, really? He said, he'd never heard of that before, and didn't. And I thought, well, maybe people don't understand about joint replacement. I mean, he had no idea they did that, and he was quite amazed the fact that they replaced joints. I thought that was really, because of course I came from a medical background, but maybe people don't understand that. I thought that was sort of interesting. Any other? I think that's about it. Well, I guess it's the top of the hour. Want to thank everyone for coming and joining and listening to us. It is always a pleasure and an honor, and I want to thank Hewie for coming today and being on our panel. And thank you, Bob. Stay warm, and hopefully your battery gets fixed or your trucks gets going, and Alice gets bowling, and Ray, you keep those elk on your lawn and keep them doing the robotic lawnmower thing and enjoying the winter. So yes, indeed. Don't forget, everyone, that we have a show this coming Monday. It's a great show. We have lots of interesting things for you. Do come over and have a listen to us on our Zoom meeting. Details, of course, are on our site, www.techforsenior.com, and it gives you the link to the Zoom meeting. Otherwise, we will be back, same time, same place. We'll be here next week doing the same thing again, seeing what's new in news. There's always lots. So until then, we will see everybody in about a week's time, or maybe even earlier. Don't forget, thumbs up, like and subscribe, and hey, leave a comment. That all is positive things. Thanks a lot. Yep. Bye now.
Bye.
Come on. End stream.